champions, endowed with the qualities and skills of superhumans. Qualities and skills both physical and mental to the peak of human performance. Gifts given to them by an unknown race of people from a lost city in Tibet. Gifts that are a secret to be closely guarded. A secret that enables them to use their powers to their best advantage as the champions of law, order, and justice. Operators of the International Agency of Nemesis.
Where's Craig, sir?
What do you mean?
Exactly what I say. Where's Craig?
You know as well as I do. He's on a case.
Was on a case.
I received this cable from Hong Kong last Wednesday. Read it.
Well, I have.
From Craig, advising us that the investigation was complete and that he'd be back on Friday, last Friday.
Another complication.
You've heard from him?
No.
Then where is he?
Now listen, both of you. I don't keep my people on a string. If there's an investigation, the operator assigned is allowed to tackle it his or her own way. Now, you know that from the cases you've worked on. If you're in difficulties and need help and advice, well, I'm here to give it to you, but I don't call for daily reports. Look here, how many times have you two followed an entirely new lead without advising me?
This case is slightly different.
What is it?
Well, for one thing, the cable.
No, come on.
Yes, I know, but it isn't just that.
Craig asked us to make certain arrangements.
But she hasn't cancelled. Oh, dear. Well, I'm afraid you'll have to refer that to him.
He booked out from his hotel on schedule. The Redford business, the case he was working on, is news. It's out in the open.
So if there were any further development, he'd contact you.
Oh, would he?
Yes, he would. And why did you keep us waiting for 2 days for this meeting?
Have I? Then I apologize. But I do have other responsibilities.
Yes, I know, but the fact remains...
The fact remains that I have no intention of being put on the spot by either of you. I mean, see, what have you come here with? Craig delayed for a few days. No justification whatsoever for us to assume that he's in some kind of predicament. Oh, I admit that he hasn't told you all his plans, but is that so fantastic? And you seem to forget now that he's a big boy.
You're stalling, Tremaine.
Stalling? Look, I think it's high time you both left. This is rapidly developing into a lot of hysterical nonsense. And when you come back, you make sure that you've got your facts straight. I'm a very busy man, but I'll find time to talk to you when you can do so with some semblance of logic.
What exactly happened on the Redford case, Tremaine?
And where is Craig?
Who's there? Can you hear me?
Why didn't you fall from that roof, Starling? Why didn't you? You were telling me about the time you spent on the roof.
Who are you?
Rome, I think you said it was.
Who are you?
I'm not here to answer questions, Steph.
What have you given me?
It was just something to make my task a little easier, something to make you talk. Hallucination is a common side effect. You've been reliving some of your past. Shall we discuss the Redford case?
What?
Redford. R-E-T.
Yeah, sure. Redford. What's that?
It's the wrong answer. It's wrong. It's wrong. Redford is a man. We both recognize that. Who's that, or even who's he? That's what the majority of people would say. But to make it a thing, that means you're evading, doesn't it? It's bad, you see. It means you've got something to hide. Oh, you've tried to fool me. We both know that. You might even succeed on some small point, but never with anything obvious, I promise you.
How long have I been here?
Is that important?
Why do you answer a question with a question?
Why do you? Now then, 23rd of last month, you left for Hong Kong.
Who's he? Ooh, another wrong answer.
You had one lead, a name, Julius Redford.
R-E-T.
What happened then, Sterling?
I'm not here to answer questions.
He's giving thought-out, reasoned answers, and there's every sign that his resistance will continue.
Well, it's surprising, but if you say there's no cooperation...
Well, there's the usual hallucinatory effect, but that's all. According to his file, he was given 3 grams.
Yes, that's correct.
Well, he must have a resilience way above normal. Obviously a very good agent. It's going to be a little difficult to make him talk.
Look, that was never doubted. You're supposed to be good at your job, too.
Well, I have no doubts about my own capabilities. However, my normal methods require a little more time than you have allocated for this investigation. Therefore, if we're going to get the results we want, we have to accelerate the process clinically.
Well, what do you suggest?
A further dose of 3 grams.
Irregular, but if you think it's necessary...
I do. I propose you do it through his food.
Okay, do as you wish.
Now, that was clever, Sterling.
I'm glad you think so. It's very nice to be appreciated.
No, I mean it. The significance of the thermometer escapes most people.
They believe it,
But they don't know what to believe, do they?
except what you tell them.
Exactly. This room is your world. I'm its only visitor.
Then you must accept my conditions.
The human mind doesn't work that way. People outside here, live to a routine, a time, a place. You followed it yourself all your life, and you'll fight to reestablish the pattern. Knowing what I'm doing won't help.
You'd be surprised how much I do know.
I doubt it.
It's the 12th of the month, 3:45. We've had some rain. The temperature in my world is below freezing. And I've been shot full of drugs. What's the matter? I'm disappointed. Where's the first answer?
Was an answer required? You might be right. You might be wrong.
Here in my world, it isn't important.
What is?
Important?
Yes.
Who you are, where I am, what you want.
And what about dear old Julius Redford?
Yes. What about dear old Julius Redford?
Shall we talk?
About Redford?
No, about anything.
Sure, why not? It's your job.
True. But I must warn you that if we do talk, you run the risk of giving yourself away.
So do you.
I've got nothing to hide.
Neither have I.
You're not the first person to pass through my hands, Sterling.
I never thought I was.
They all broke eventually.
I tried to spoil your record.
Why not? But they all tried that as well. Look, ask yourself, why should you resist?
I have. And the answer is because I'm here.
The Redford case isn't even a secret anymore.
It is to me.
Sterling, I could let you out of here now. I don't want to keep you prisoner.
The friendly approach.
Why not? Like you said, to me it's just a job.
A job which you enjoy.
Because I'm good at it. There's nothing wrong with being proud about anything well done.
Which establishes the first point to me. You have an ego, a fear of failure. I could play on that, you know.
What was Redford like?
You tell me.
I don't know. You're the only person who does.
Then I could make up answers.
Yes, you could. But nobody can lie consistently.
One of us has to.
Look, Sterling, I could free you. I've told you that. I can also order your death.
Oh, the unsettling effect, uncertainty, the fear of what the next minute will hold.
You apparently know a great deal about our methods.
I've had instructions.
Point to me. Only agents get instructions. You're an agent. We've established our first fact about you. That is progress.
That's on my file.
That you're a member of Nemesis, yes, but you confirmed it out of your own mouth.
Nemesis? I never mentioned Nemesis.
Nemesis is an organization. Agents work for such an organization. They assign them to missions.
Like the Redford case.
We are really making headway.
Are we? If that's your idea of success, no wonder you never failed.
You joined Nemesis in November '65. You've got an excellent record. Craig Sterling, American, born in New York, December the 1st, 1939. Air Force service, trained as a pilot, drifted, joined Nemesis.
right, Sterling, let's get this over with. I'm a busy man. You're not worth my time.
Check.
Now, all I want is a few details and my report's complete. I'll not pretend I know what's going to happen to you. And frankly, I don't care. Oh, you've cooperated all right, but grudgingly. I mean, every fact I got from you had to be dragged out. Now, suppose you just tie up the few loose ends yourself.
Suppose you just tell me the facts.
There's no going back, Sterling.
Back to where?
Look, I am sick of Redford, just as sick as you are. Maybe, just maybe, if we can wrap this thing up now, you can get yourself out of this mess. All right?
All right.
Now, when you lost Redford in Hong Kong, how did you pick him up again?
I lost Redford? In Hong Kong?
That's what you told us. And, do you know something, Sterling? I believed you. Now, don't tell me you were lying.
I never said a word about Redford.
Look, what are you trying to do?
What am I trying to do? You're the one with all the tricks. The drugs, the temperature, the time, the I'm your friend, now you see me, now you don't. But I tell you, about Redford, I have said nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Look, when I first spoke to you, you told me you hadn't even heard his name.
I hadn't?
But what's wrong with you, Sterling? It's your memory playing you tricks. It is, isn't it?
I never said a word about Redford. And you know how I know? Because I don't know anything.
You know, I honestly believe that you believe what you're saying, don't you?
You bet your life I believe it.
You can't remember the last 2 sessions, then?
2 sessions? What are you talking about?
You really don't remember, do you? That is fantastic.
Yeah, it's the 8th wonder of the world.
Yeah, you know, working on you has its surprises, Sterling.
Put it in your memoirs.
Listen to this. What was Redford like?
You tell me.
I don't know. You're the only person who does.
Then I could make up answers.
You could, yes, but nobody can lie consistently.
One of us has to.
Look, Sterling, I could free you. I've told you that. I could also order your death. It's a bit early for that, I think. That you work for Nemesis, yes, but you confirmed it out of your own mouth.
Nemesis? I never mentioned Nemesis.
Nemesis is an organization. Agents work for such an organization. They assign them to missions.
Like the Redford case.
We really are making headway. Now, that was a couple of days ago. I'll tell you when it was. It was just after you poured water in your glass. Remember, as a temperature check?
Couple of days. Oh, yeah. I remember that.
And the water? Freezing?
And the conversation.
Oh, you remember that, do you?
Oh, yeah, I remember it.
Well, then you haven't had a complete blackout.
No, not at all.
When did you get to Hong Kong?
On the 23rd.
And you contacted Redford immediately?
It took a few days. I had to find him.
And was that easy?
Tremaine had given me a few leads. I finally ran him down in the harbor. He was hiding in a boat there.
Did he talk?
Sure, he talked. He wanted to get back to Red China, but he knew that they were on to
And
him.
the radiation experiments?
He had no positive proof. But the meeting I had in India backed his story up.
You faked that.
Pardon? Faked it?
I never said a word of that.
You just don't remember, Sterling. You just don't remember.
Don't tell me that I don't remember. I do remember. That's a trick.
It's your voice.
I don't believe you could do anything with those things.
All right, as you say, Sterling. But is it true? Is what the voice is saying true?
How would I know?
Oh, you'd know, all right. Look, why would we fake it?
Why would you fake it? To make me talk. What other reason than to make me talk?
Talk! Talk about what?
About Redford. Whoever he is, about Redford.
You've already heard yourself talking about Redford.
That was not me.
It doesn't make sense, Sterling. Look, if we had faked it, it would mean that we already know what happened. If we already know what happened, what are you doing in there?
I don't have the vaguest idea. You tell me, what am I doing in here?
Are the facts that you heard true?
I don't know.
But they're what you told us, Sterling. All right, you don't remember. But they're what you told us. Now, all I want you to do is to fill in the details. Come on, now. We've gone so far. Let's just finish it.
I didn't say those things.
You are fooling yourself, Sterling. Nobody else could have said those things.
You go away. You get out of here.
There's no escape, Sterling. There's no escape.
Well, I understand you've both been very busy.
Apparently, with good reason.
You couldn't expect us to leave the matter where it was.
Well, what have you found out?
Most of it. We know where Sterling is, Tremaine.
left for Hong Kong on the 23rd. Sterling? You hear me? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, you earned yourself a fare. Will you take me to Wan Chai, please? Thanks a lot. Don't spare the horses. Hey, there's a speed limit on this thing?
What are you going to do there, Sterling?
You're very nosy.
Is Redford at Wan Chai? Craig, how are you? How do you like Hong Kong?
Oh, I like it. It's a nice place.
I'm sorry I missed you at the airport.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry you missed me, too. Who are you?
Tremaine sent me. Told me to pick you up, give you all the help I could.
You never told me I'd be working with a contact.
Oh, it's a change of plan, I guess. Look, here's the cable. There we are. Okay, what do we do then?
What did Tremaine say?
Well, he just gave me the main points. He said you'd fill me in on the details.
Oh, well, let's have you talk first, just for fun, huh?
Well, it seems that those famines in India aren't just as natural as they should be.
Is that a fact?
The locust swarms are getting bigger and bigger every year, despite what UNO's doing in the field with insecticides and such like. But I don't have to go through all this with you, do I?
Oh, why not? We got plenty of time.
Well, it seems that dear old Mother Nature's way is best after all. I mean, the locust predators, the praying mantis and such like, are still the most effective way of cutting the swarms down to size. Am I making sense to you?
Oh, yeah, it's very interesting. I'm fascinated.
Well, Redford got word out of China that the scientists there are breeding the eggs of the locust predators, subjecting them to radiation treatment, and then releasing the sterilized males. I mean, this is an enormous operation. Millions and millions of these things are being introduced every year.
Oh, and the locust swarms, they just must be getting larger and larger.
Yeah. Well, they're not in so many menus. Well, the system is killing off all the insects.
It's very interesting. You can drop me here.
Craig, what do you intend to do about Redford, huh? The agents are onto him. You know, we will never get him out of there.
Keep the change.
Redford's boat? What's the plan, Craig? Do we move in? What are you going to do?
Who are you? Who sent you?
Tremaine.
You're lying. You're working for them.
You saw the cable.
Don't tell me there was a cable. There wasn't any cable.
Ask him. Phone him.
There's no need to ask him or phone him.
No more. No more.
I won't talk. I mustn't. I mustn't.
case, Sterling. Let's talk about the Redford case.
What do you want to know?
You'll talk.
What do you really want to know?
How you did it, Sterling. How did you do it?
Did what?
Complete the Redford case. Now, we know practically every detail of the investigation, but there are gaps, unexplained jumps in continuity, happenings that couldn't really have happened. Now, tell us how, Sterling. Tell us what really happened. Talk, Sterling. Talk! 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 Come on. Come on. Come on! Come on, talk! Sterling! Sterling!
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, Craig.
I apologize for all the trouble I must have caused you, Tremaine.
Was there trouble?
No? Not even when I got back from Hong Kong?
Craig, welcome back. Well, I've read your report. You did a good job.
Thanks.
Sit down. You could have a drink. You've earned it.
I think I can manage a small whiskey. Feeling just a wee bit tired.
Have you seen anybody since you've been back?
No, I came straight from the airport. Why?
Nothing. I just wondered whether you might have contacted Sharon or Richard.
No, I just sent him a wire. Down the hatch.
I see. Well, cheers.
I passed out right there. What did you do, Tremaine? Get someone to drag me into your chamber of horrors for your friend to work me over?
Yes, that is a fairly accurate description of what happened.
Why, Tremaine? You gonna tell me why?
Yes, sir?
I'd like you to come in here.
All right, Sterling, let's talk about the Redford case.
You did this.
No. He found his own way out. You said yourself he was a good agent.
All right, let's stop trying to fix the blame and suppose one of the two of you puts me in the picture.
Well, it was your report, Craig.
What was wrong with my report?
Nothing.
That's the point, Sterling. There was nothing wrong with it. In fact, it was too good to be believed.
Since when has a successful mission been a crime?
At first, I thought you weren't all you were supposed to be. Perhaps Nemesis wasn't your only employer. But even a double agent doesn't get the results you get. Your missions were too varied, covered too many fields. So, what's the answer, Sterling?
I polish a small lamp at home and ask the genie to help.
Now, you can be as funny as you like, but security is my responsibility.
Then you get on with your job and you let me get on with mine.
I never give up, Sterling. I've come to trust my own judgment.
Well, that's life. We all have problems. Let me know what you decide, Tremaine. Security must have my phone number somewhere. Well. Everybody's lining up for interviews.
All right, Craig, you don't have to take it like that.
Tell me, Richard, how should I take it?
Put yourself in my place. What could I do?
Something, Richard. Anything.
Sharon and I backtracked. We found out where you were, but we couldn't help you. You had to do that yourself, Craig. We were given these special powers for a purpose. We gave our word, remember? If they even suspected that we had something to hide, they'd find out everything. You do realize that?
Maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I'm not in the mood to talk about it. So I'll reserve judgment and hope I never get put in the same spot. Richard, I'd hate to think that I'd do what you did.
I want to go on with this.
No. I gave you a chance. I've cooperated completely.
It isn't finished.
Isn't it?
Look, what do you yourself, think of Sterling?
Does that matter?
It does.
Well, there are times when it seems to me that there's something about him that's almost, what's the word, uncanny. It's difficult to explain.
And doesn't that worry you?
Of course it doesn't. It's not that kind of feeling. Look, you'd have to work with him and know him as well as I do before you could possibly understand what I mean.
There's so much unexplained. We just can't leave it like this. Well?
Postscript to the Redford case. Add. Result of Craig Sterling's interrogation. Satisfactory.
Very well. I can only accept your decision. It's your responsibility. But my views are on that file, too. And if at some time in the future... well, it's on your head.
Well, did you see Craig?
Yes, I saw him.
Richard. You'll get over it. I suppose.
Yes, I'm sure he will. It's all part of the job. I hope you'll get over it as well, Tremaine.